Hey, it's the MorrowMarriage podcast. Today, I have a good one for you. You react, so you repeat your cycle. This is a great tool, but like all the tools, we have our own twist. Validation versus keeping the peace. Why you need to stop talking about sex if you're not having sex. That it is the man's fault. Marriage sucks. I'm Cass.
I'm Kathryn. You go in and you lay a boundary without connection. It breeds more disconnection.
Why are you in this messy marriage? And it's not what you think.
Don't do that, because then that is not authentic. That's fake, and you're trying to be somebody that you're not.
You need the foundation to have the intimacy, but right now you need to rebuild the foundation.
We're MorrowMarriage.
Let's flip divorce statistics with the new marriage.
Now, I'm setting this out because I have a lot. I know this is a crazy week of episodes where I'm talking about stuff going viral. If you're not following us, please do, because it's crazy, insane. The proof in what we say is out there in the virality and how fast we've grown, okay? Some stuff that I've been really focusing on is my stat response training. Now, you can hear about that in some of the other episodes, but I want to just break it down a little bit differently. I want to bring in a bit of our story here. So I used to be very reactive, okay? So insecurity, anxiety, really fear of failure, fear of not being good enough for Kathryn, fear of losing her, and just not being a good enough man. That is the exact guy that I work with. And it's crazy how many men that I work with that are powerhouses in the world. And at home, they walk through the door and they're afraid of the next fight, or they're afraid of, am I allowed to kiss her? Can I say something? Will it go bad? Does that mean no sex? Or does that mean another fight? You react. If you don't know how to respond, you react. Now, I think men and women are very different here. When I teach something called stat training, it's just an acronym you follow so that you can respond and you can provide structure for where you want it to go. So say you, she's having a bad day. He's having a bad day. There's a past issue you guys have to deal with that keeps coming up. The idea is you use stat response to go where you want to go, okay? Now, I teach this as a way to, again, provide structure and move you forward. But here's the problem. If you don't even know what you're feeling, you can't possibly move anything forward. Meaning, if you are too afraid to admit to yourself, I'm not saying puke this over your partner. There's a time to communicate feelings.
And never puke it over your partner.
Never. And there's a time to convey your feelings, describe it. But most of the time, what I find is every single person that I've ever worked with, almost always, has no idea what they're actually feeling. When I would be like, I'll give you a perfect insecurity example. We use this one a lot, where when Apple first came out with Friend Finder, I had no idea. Nobody had any idea, but it wasn't pinpointing the exact location. So why is she at the park instead of at the house? Okay, I won't get into too much of the story. A lot of this 365 and whatever you people are doing these days, you got to stop, by the way. Listen.
Yep. Don't stop when you have a good relationship, because I love that we can see each other. I want to know when he's going to be home. I want to know where he is. He's at the grocery store, not because I'm worried about him cheating or doing anything. I actually worry about safety. So if you're using those things, there's nothing wrong with them. But if you're using them because of insecurity, then you might need to cut it off for a bit.
And this is what happens because you react. So let's just use that example. This is parallel to our own life. Okay. You're looking at the thing, and nowadays it's probably more accurate. Of course it is. But so it puts them in somewhere where you are not safe. You feel, holy shit. What are they doing? Okay. How can you possibly provide structure for where you want to go, which is happiness, excitement, good stuff? Well, if you don't have trust because you feel unsafe, because you feel scared, because you're hurting, why am I not good enough? How can you possibly provide structure for where you want to go? You're too busy spewing out, why are you at this location? Who are you with? This is what feeds other things like, why are they wearing that shirt or that pair of underwear? Okay. In a reactive state, you will never be in a position where you can respond and go where you want to go, because the monster grips you so fucking tight and get your mind thinking in 19 different directions.
Can I interject?
Please.
So I love that you said, why are you wearing that shirt or those underwear? Because anytime we talk about insecurities, he always talks about, why is she wearing those underwear? And so it's always at the man. And I didn't even know that this was a thing, but depending on what underwear you're wearing, ladies, that day, your husband might think that you're wearing them for someone else, which...
Even if you just had sex.
Yeah. And if you're having problems in your marriage, most people, we've learned, the statistics show that most people are not cheating. So that means that most women are wearing sexy underwear for themselves. And I just want to feel sexy for myself before I can feel sexy for my husband. And that is hard for most women.
Think about it. That's so valuable. We should just let people know that. Like, if you're a man listening to this, that's why she might want to shower before she's intimate.
It has nothing to do with how he thinks, because men, you guys are gross, actually. You don't care if we're showered or if we're not. And we actually want you to shower twice a day. That's what women want for men. So if you're just watching for the first time, you should shower in the morning, and you should also shower at night before you're intimate. As women, your husband thinks that you are sexy in all of your glory. You could probably go for a run, go to the gym, do some CrossFit, go sit out in the sun, and your husband wants to lick the sweat off your body.
Pretty much.
Men, that's what men are like. Yep. So for women, when women wear sexy or underwear, it's not because you're doing it. I don't have to talk to the women. It's not because your wives are doing it because they're trying to look good for somebody else. They're actually just wanting to feel good about themselves, and sometimes they get into, I coach women who I've had to say, stop wearing the maternity underwear your child is 5, because they just get into this habit of like pulling their underwear up to their armpits and covering all of their parts. Okay. And so let me finish. We wear this so that we can feel sexier. But what I'm glad that he said was the shirt or the underwear, because for women, I never thought about it this way, but sometimes, like when we're talking about reactions, instead of controlling your reaction, women, when your husband goes out, maybe he's going out with the boys, maybe he's going to work, and one day he just looks way better than he normally does, and your mind just goes crazy, and you go into that accusation, which is, I think, is what happens when you react when you see that your wife wore these sexy underwear and she didn't have sex with you. It's the same thing for women with sexy shirt. You think that your husband is sexy even when you hate him, maybe, and he goes out in this shirt and you're like, why are you wearing that shirt? Who are you meeting up with? Who was there? And your mind goes into somewhere that's not good and you react.
Now, this is much deeper than just insecurities surrounded by sex. Okay. And that's why I was trying to pull you back in. I don't want this to be a sex episode. Okay. Think about money right now. How many of you guys are fighting over fucking money? Right. But what are you doing? You're reacting. So let's just say the typical would be you spend too much money. Okay, that's a very common statement, accusation, a blame. Okay, now if you can understand what are you actually feeling, okay, you can respond. What do you need if you're providing structure? Whether you're a man or a woman, you need to be overcoming the fear of not having enough money for food, for diapers, for whatever, the house that you're trying to buy, the security.
The fear that your partner doesn't actually love you and that she or he is using you for the money and that's the only reason that you're together. Exactly. So that what is the emotion? You're feeling fear, right?
Exactly. So if you can understand this, okay, you react and you repeat your cycle. We get into a blame statement. We guilt push, we shame dump. We do all of this shit instead of what you want to do, which is respond. What do I fucking need? A budget, a better discussion on goals, a conversation about dreams with excitement that motivates you both. There's so many things. I could give you a
more
list
touch so that your husband feels not that you're using him for money, but that you're just spending the money because you have a loving relationship. It doesn't have to be, I need a conversation about budget. It doesn't need to be that, like, you don't know until you have the conversation.
That's right.
You're just speculating. What does your husband need? He needs to feel like a partnership.
So if you're tired of the ups and downs, the roller coaster, guys, we could give you 500 examples and it could be an 18-hour episode. But listen, like, if you're just tired of going up and down, realize you're reacting because you don't even understand what you're feeling. So you're repeating the cycle. So maybe you do start saving money and then all of a sudden money gets spent again. You decide, oh, we're doing really well. And you want to feel good. Well, again, what are you truly feeling, right? A sense of pride for saving the money. And now you go spend a bunch and then it starts the partner spending it. Now you feel like you suck and a failure or whatever. I don't really know. You need to decide what it is you're feeling and then figure out where you want to actually go, and you will stop repeating your cycle with all of these stupid arguments. Okay? All right, guys, if you like what you're hearing, please leave us a beautiful review. Sometimes we're getting 5,000 downloads a week. That means that you guys are getting tons of value. Please help us help more people. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and let's go save the world. All right.
And some dogs. If you saw the episode, the last one, if you want to rescue a dog, reach out to us. We can hook you up.
You got it. All right, guys. See ya.